It's time for the Home Plate Report, sponsored by Pemco Insurance, for the love of prevention.
The Mariners are back in the win column. They took their first of several games against a division rival. And all-star voting results are in, but it's not great news for the Mariners. Terry Holloman is here for this week's Home Plate Report. So, the list of all-star finalists are out. Sadly, the Mariners did not make the cut. How are we feeling? What happened?
You know, this is what I feel. And I go, a lot of people are going to say, whatever, wah. But I think there is a West Coast bias, right? Especially when it comes to Seattle and when it comes to sports. We get left out of everything just because we're up here in the upper left corner of the map and the rest of the country is not paying attention. They don't think we even play baseball over here. Just think about it. This team last year won the AL West, and nobody even thinks to put a player off this team into that All-Star thing. But here's what I also say.
Please.
It's also, when you come to these All-Star games, whether it's baseball or football, a lot of times it's a popularity contest, right? It's a lot of guys that like, oh, we remember that name. We know that name. That's our favorite player from our team. So it's just the first round, though.
You said it. I love this because I'm still salty about Cal Raleigh not winning MVP.
It's the truth.
I think it has something to do with that. I think you're onto something. This doesn't mean, though, that we should say that there will be no Mariners there because potentially some pitchers, reserves. Tell me more.
Yeah, there's still more voting that's going to take place. Players are going to vote. Coaches are going to vote. And we definitely have some players that are good enough to be in the All-Star game. We're going to have some we have one of the best pitching staffs in Major League Baseball. So there's definitely going to be some pitchers there. I could see Logan Gilbert being in the mix. I could see George Kirby being in the mix. I could see Munoz being in there, being as a closer, a guy doing that. But I also see some guys making it from off the team. Randy Arozarena is a guy that I think, and we all love Randy, right?
Who doesn't love Randy? Himself a year.
Right? He's a little Randy. Who doesn't love getting a little Randy? So I could see him being on this team as well. And of course, Julio. Every guy, when I talk about popularity, right?
Right, that's why I'm shocked he wasn't on there.
Well, I mean, I think he's going to be eventually. I mean, he's a very popular player. He's still a good player. And it doesn't hurt that he's a pretty good-looking dude, right? You gotta have good-looking dudes on the camera, so they tell me.
Terry said it, not me. Okay, let's take a look, too, at the AL West standings, as we always do. The Rangers have gained control of first place. They're half a game in front of the Mariners. And as for the M's, they are currently playing the last place team in our division, the Los Angeles Angels. How do you see this series going? I was at the game last night, and I have to say it was a great game to be.
First of all, tell me about this game you went to last night.
Bark in the Park, so much fun. I got to bring my friend's foster dog. We had a time. He ate some hot dogs, might have stolen a hot dog from someone. So sorry about that if you're watching. He is a little puppy, but we had a time.
Yeah, I bet Mariner games are always a time, and this team is still in the hunt right now.
Yeah.
They're a half game back. We stumbled in the last series, but right now I see we're playing, like you said, the last place Angels. And when I look at this series, I think of it as like a get-right series for these Mariners, right? We've been dealing with all kind of issues, whether it's whether it's injuries, guys on the IL, guys coming back from knick-knacky things, guys that are just slumpy. And I think this is a time for us to figure this thing out. You know, there's been a lot of issues and turmoil with the piggyback situation with the pitchers. Who's going to start? Who's going to do this? And how, all these different things. Take a team like the Angels and get right. A team that is also struggling, a team where you can go like, hey, we can get our offense together, we can figure out what we're doing with this pitching staff, and then get ready for the next series.
The offense was looking good last night, too, and one of the guys that was looking real good was Cole Young, so I want to talk about the leaders. His home run last night was just, you knew it was gone as soon as you saw that happening. So he's the one that has joined the leaderboard this week after 2 home runs in last night's game, and now he's tied with Julio for the most RBIs. So fun to watch. Are you surprised at all looking at our team leaders?
No, these guys have been doing their thing all season. Like we just spoke about, Randy has been great all year long. He's great, getting RBIs. He's great just getting hits. He's even hitting some home runs, some power hitting when it needs to. Of course, Julio has been doing his thing, dealing with injuries, still doing his thing. Luke Raley, he's been great all year. I'm looking for him to bounce back in this series as well. I'm not surprised by anybody that's on that leaderboard. I'm just really looking for some other guys to step up. Some of our big name players
Absolutely.
i.e. the big dumper. Yeah, I think again, he's been dealing with so many injuries and issues this year. It's going to take a while for him to get back in rotation, but this is going to be a good opportunity for him to do it in this series.
Definitely. Let's look at what's on deck there. The Mariners have 2 more games against the Angels, and then get ready. The Blue Jays are playing here over 4th of July weekend, and their fans always travel well.
Oh my goodness. That's the one. So let me just talk about that real quick. I love and hate when they play the Blue Jays. I hate it because whenever you come into the city, it's a sea of blue everywhere you go. But it's just amazing how much they take over. They're like an amoeba, like a virus that just takes over the city.
It's an invasion, for
But you know why that is?
Why?
It's because they're not just the team for Toronto. They're a team for the country.
True.
There's not another professional baseball team in the entire Canada. So they're if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast, that's your team.
Exactly. I want to talk about these fun giveaways that we have here before we leave. Last night we had these Cal Raleigh Pops from Funko, so fun, and they're also giving them away tonight, Tuesday, and Thursday, which is so amazing. Look at that little guy. And then patriotic fireworks are happening Friday night ahead of, obviously, the 4th of July. And then this bucket hat, which I feel like we both need to sport, my friend.
Can I put this on? Am I allowed to?
Yes, there's 2 there. I'm putting one on too.
Here you go.
All right. Well, I know. Here, see, we're fighting over it already. I actually think this is really trendy and darling. What do you think? Could I be a bucket hat girly?
I think you completely are a bucket hat girly. Is mine
what about
all right?
Terry?
I think
well,
I'm
you
a
gotta
bucket
move it
hat.
around so you can see the logo in front, right?
See, this is both stylish and practical. Like if I wear this, it's protecting, this thing from the elements. But also, if the fireworks come down, I won't have any 2nd or 3rd degree burns on the scalp.
With World Cup 2 and everything, this is a vibe. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Let's go Mariners.
And now, with the 4th of July coming up, Pemco Insurance is reminding you too that fireworks can turn a celebration into an emergency. It's one of the busiest days of the year for firefighters and emergency rooms, often because of backyard fireworks. Pemco's advice is simple: leave it to the pros. And if you do light fireworks at home, follow local laws, keep water nearby, and use extreme caution. Scan the QR code for safety tips to help protect your family, home, and community.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Pemco Insurance.